Does it feel strange that people like you being scary when they tell you you're kind of scary? I like that one. Or is it a compliment?
I don't know. I think all it means is that the film worked and that the film was affecting them in the way that we wanted it to, you know? People are scared of mental illness. They just are. And they shouldn't be. But they are. I've grown up with a lot of mental illness around me, and I still find it disconcerting sometimes to be around. But I don't know. Maybe that's why they find it scary. But I think, you know, you put the right kind of music on a movie, it's going to make it scary. You know?
23 Identitäten leben in Kevins Körper. Wer sind sie?
First of all, welcome to Berlin.
Thank you.
I mean, you haven't seen a lot, I guess.
No, but the last time I came here I was 12 and I loved it. I did all of the walking tours, the graffiti tours, everything. It was amazing.
So I just saw Split. It's a very dark movie with a very dark theme and the scene and very brutal moments sometimes. So how much fun can you actually have while shooting such a movie with all the energy on set?
A lot. Because you have to, you know, you can't imagine staying in this movie but for 3 months. You'd lose your mind, you know. You have to create an environment that's safe and fun and jokey, because otherwise you're gonna go to a dark place and you might not be able to pull yourself back out.
You might get mental.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun though. It was a very loving set.
You know, the actors have a different answer than I would. I did not have fun making the movie because I don't generally. I'm very anxious and very kind of like, let's get everything done, and you know, and I come to the set and I want the energy, and if I'm just not paying attention like for a moment, that means that that's another good idea gone. You know, I should be concentrating on the lighting, on the chair, or your thing. Where'd you get this sweater? This pocket thing. Let's get rid of this pocket thing. That's going to be distracting. You know, I need to be concentrated all the time on the set. So it's there's a lot of pressure on a smaller movie like that. But for the actors, I think they had a lot of fun.
In some movies, bad things happen, and I have to be honest, sometimes I feel like I want the characters to just pass away because you just don't have a connection to them and you feel like, But that's something that Night always gets right. You always feel the characters, you always have that special connection that also worked in a Split.
I think because he comes from a place of empathy and he surrounds himself with people that work on empathy. I mean, James is a very empathetic actor, and I would hope that, you know, I'm an empathetic actor. And so I think he shows you the gray in every character. No character is black or white. You know, Kevin's not just the villain. He's the villain and the victim. Casey's the manipulator and the victim, you know. And so you see humanity in them, I guess. You see complexities, and hopefully that makes it more real.
Well, I was wondering, do you think that this movie would also work with a female lead actress?
Yeah. I mean, you would lose the predatory male element to it that, you know, Dennis very much has, but yeah, why not?
So maybe a sequel.
Oh, right, I get where you're going with that. I don't know, it's up to Mr. Shyamalan.
So I just saw Split, and I was instantly asking myself, would this movie also work with a female lead actress? What would you say?
Oh, wow, good question. No one's asked me that. Absolutely. Most documented cases of this disorder are female. And that's, you know, I believe, and other therapists have, you know, suggested this, that reason is because males that have this disorder kind of end up getting misdiagnosed, and they go into kind of the prison system.
Do I hate Kevin for what he does? Are you even able to hate him? Because you also feel like he's innocent in a way. It's an illness that he has. How much can you blame him for the actions that he does?
I don't blame Kevin for anything. Kevin is unconscious throughout most of the events of this film. There are 4 people that I blame for their actions in this film, but even those people I think are victims of abuse and of they've been ostracised, they've been ghettoised within their own body, within their own community. They've been pushed down. So that's Dennis, Patricia, Hedwig kind of, but he's a little boy, and then the guy that comes along at the end of the movie is this avenging angel, demon. But I certainly don't blame Kevin. He's just just one of the many people that live within the same body, and he had no part in any of this. So no, I don't blame Kevin at all.
What was your very worst audition? Do you remember one where you were like, oh my God, it's like a traumatizing one?
Yes, Disney. And I love Disney so much. I was so excited. It was to play the young Angelina Jolie in Maleficent, and I didn't get it, and I was devastated. I cried for hours, and that was the last time I cried about an audition. From that moment on, I was like, okay, you know, if it's meant for you, it's yours, and if it's not, it's not, and you just got to move on. Yeah, I think characters deserve the right person to play them, and so you shouldn't hold on to them in that way.
What was the moment when you realized that James would be the perfect man to do this role?
I met him I'd not known James, and so we had met at an event in Comic-Con. Comic-Con in San Diego in the United States is the event for genre, and I was promoting my last movie, The Visit, and he was promoting an X-Men movie, not this last one, the one before it, I think, and we were both there at the same time, and he walked by me at this event, and I said, hey man, how are you? And he was like, oh, how are you? We told each other how much we liked each other's work, and then I was just watching him, and I was like, this is the guy, man. I just finishing the script for a Split, so I was like, this is the guy.
So what was his reaction when you said, dude, I have this movie coming up and I want you to be the star of it?
Well, he was very sweet. First of all, he became available, which was really exciting, and then I said, you know, love to send you the script, and I don't want to tell you anything about it, and just give me a call after you read it. So I sent it to him, and then he sent me this crazy email, and then we got on Skype, and it was, and I remember when I got off the Skype, I went to my office, and I'm like, this is 100% the guy.
How much background story did you need while preparing for the movie of all the characters that you played?
I needed a lot of background on Kevin. I needed to know exactly why he started to dissociate, and why his brain began to split, his personalities began to split. And then beyond that, I had to create a backstory for most of the people that I played within this film, but some more so than others, simply because some were more active and some were more prominent and dominant within the community that live within that body.
Can there be even a role, a character that is more complicated than Kevin? Is that even possible?
I don't think so. It's the most complicated psychological condition I've ever heard of, so I find that hard to believe.
What was the funniest criticism you ever got for you being an actress?
Someone told me I had weird fingernails once, and that was so strange. I was just like, I'm clearly not doing a very good job if you're looking at my hands. But yeah, that was strange.
All right, thank you very much. It was very nice to meet you. A lot of success.
Nice to meet you too.